What do you think ruins fat loss the most? Is it your diet? Is it how consistent you are? Is it the steps? Is it the bedtime? Is it sleep? Is it whatever, right? It's none of those things. Those things are all surface level. The number one thing that ruins your entire weight loss journey is worrying. Worrying about whether you're gonna lose weight fast. Worrying every single night about the belly that you have. Worrying every single day whether you're gonna be able to even do it or not. Worrying about all these small things that haven't even happened yet, that are all inside of your mind. I haven't slept on time for the past 6 months. I'm gonna say that again. For the past 6 months, I haven't really slept on time. Here and there, I've slept on time, but I haven't been really getting sufficient sleep. And it's all been because of thinking about the results, thinking about like glorifying the results inside of my head, and at the same time, constantly thinking about this, all these small things that would ruin the number one thing that would recover me. That would give me more willpower, that would make me show up more. You're probably watching this in the middle of the night. Maybe this video just popped up and I caught you by surprise. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, man. Stop worrying about all this shit. All of these things, they don't really get solved by you thinking. Nothing really gets solved by thinking, I made, in the past 6 months, I have procrastinated so hard. I've made all these vision boards, all these things that I'm gonna do with all these ChatGPT AI vision board images. I have made so many documents trying to think of how to take action. This is the best way for me to show up. This is the best way for me to take action like this and all of this and everything like that. None of it worked. None of it matters now. I am taking action right now. That's the important thing. I'm making this video right now. That is the important thing. Me doing my steps, me showing up to the gym, those were the important things. Not making a vision board about it and not making it Google Docs about how to show up more when you're doing nothing. I burned myself out 6 months ago. I literally physically and mentally burned myself out. And I got into the cycle of like getting shit sleep and sleeping late 6 months ago. When I went to Thailand with a bunch of guys, and we tried to become like Muay Thai fighters. So we were training every single day. At the same time, we're working on some business. The biggest mistake that I made here was choosing intensity over consistency, and the act itself of just going to Thailand, that itself was it was all motivated through the desire of getting things fast, to getting to $100,000 per month fast. I was barely making any money at the time, by the way. It's very interesting where it led me. I was doing cardio every single day, like 1 hour of Muay Thai every single day, doing pads, doing all this like work, At the same time, we tried running 10 kilometers every single day, okay, and increasing it every single day. At the same time, I was eating 1,200 calories or less, eating once every single day, and getting low sleep, sleeping late, sleeping at like 6 a.m. till, I don't know, 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. So I'm gonna say it again, sleeping from 6 to 1, from 7 to 3. So basically sleeping the entire like morning and noon combined. That's shit, And me choosing intensity over consistency, where it led me? When I came back from Thailand after a month, I literally had this like lung sickness inside of, I don't know what it's called, but when I went to the doctor, he told me something's wrong with your lung, something's messed up now. And I couldn't do any exercise for about a month straight, a month and a half. And I even procrastinated even more once I got into not like exercising for a month straight, because my bullshit mindset was that, intensity over consistency. I wanted to just restart everything in an intense way, where I would be going to Muay Thai again, going to the gym every single day, trying to do cardio every single day, running. I'm still going to continue the lifestyle that I have in order to lose the most weight. I even wanted to become a fighter just to lose all the weight that I had. And it just went all down a shit rabbit hole where I just regained the weight that I had lost back in Thailand. I started binge eating again, and I started playing video games again. 3 things that I was against. I adopted those 3 things again because I chose intensity, and I burned myself out to the point where I just dipped into the other extreme. You know, one extreme leads to another. It's basically that story. It's basically that thing. And that's what happened to me. That was almost like 6-7 months ago. And it's only been in the last 3 months that I've lost the most weight that I've ever lost inside of this journey, which is 20 pounds. And I've lost it by choosing consistency over intensity. I'll tell you the framework as well, but like what I've done basically. But before I tell you that, if you look at that image again, image of me, just look at me in that image, and you'll see a man who's lost all hope, basically. He's lost all hope. He doesn't understand what to do in his life, you know. I went all in when I went to Thailand. I put all my extremes, all my I don't know what it's called when you gamble or some shit like that, but like Casino Royale, you know, when they say like all in casinos. I went all in on that one move, and it just all backfired on me. So that I didn't know what to do, you know. I didn't know what to do, and I felt shit. Very, very shit. Not in that dramatized way. My life wasn't that hard, but I had fallen into this big thing where I saw the worst version of myself again. You know, I went into this big phase of inaction where there would be so many arguments with my family. Why aren't you uploading any videos? And why aren't you going to the gym anymore? What happened to the old version of you, the one who was showing up consistently every single day? I got called out so many times on my bullshit because once I started video gaming again, and I started playing all these like video games, PS5 as a grown ass man, I got addicted to it, you know. I tried to be intense in that as well, tried to be extreme in that as well. Finished like an 18-hour game, God of War Ragnarok, in like 3 days. And that's shit. That was shit, man. You know how bad that phase was. That entire phase just consisted of me just waking up late every single day, going to bed very, very late again, just repeating the same process, daydreaming the entire day because my life was so shit, trying to plan everything, you know, instead of actually showing up to the gym, instead of actually being in a calorie deficit, instead of doing anything, I would sneakily just eat all the junk food away. You know, one day that it was so crazy, I literally went to a store and I bought all the junk food. I bought like 5 of these like big chocolate bars, and I went home and I ate all of them, and I would hide all of them inside of this cupboard that I have here on my desk, like hide it here, and then once I ate them, I would throw it here inside of my cupboard here, just so that my family members or anyone doesn't really realize. After one day, I mustered up the entire courage to just show up back again to the gym. I'm gonna be consistent, you know, and this was almost like 4 months ago. I go to the gym, I do my steps, I'm very inconsistent with it. After like 5 minutes of doing it, my mind is basically telling me I quit, quit. So I don't even finish the 10,000 steps. I don't really do even my workout that great. I just come back home tired, with low energy and low self-esteem, and when I enter my room, I look at my desk, and what do I find? I find the rest of the chocolates inside of the trash bin. So one of my family members had found out that I was eating all these chocolates and stuff like that, and was So embarrassing that I just stood there. It was inside of this room. I literally stood here just looking at the bin for about like a minute straight, literally thinking like, oh shit, you know. And it wasn't the shame of like, oh, I got caught. It was the shame of what have I been doing, right? I've been such a loser lately that I've been hiding this shit from my family even, and I've been doing this in such a like a sneaky way where I think, yeah, no one will realize that I'm doing this, but it was like, you understand that God's watching, right? God's watching you, and He's seeing that you're doing all these things. And I know these are not sins and stuff like that, but you're just ruining your entire body and your mental health and everything just by doing this activity every single night, just binging, you know. All of the family members know it. All of your relatives know it. They can see the shame in your eyes, the shame in your face. And it's not that deep, you know, it's not that deep most of the times, but still. If you're someone who's serious about their lives, if you're someone who's trying to improve themselves, their physiques, you've been looking at yourself in the mirror and you don't feel good, please understand that there's hope at the end of the tunnel. You can improve. You can improve. You have so much potential. You have so much potential. And you know it as well. But you aren't executing on it. You're not executing on it, man. This is advice that I would have told myself, to the version of myself 4 months ago. Because what I discovered a month later by just experimenting and failing was that I should have lowered my expectations. That's the number one thing. This is the thing that I'm going to share with you right in the side of this video. This thing, if you do this, you're guaranteed to show up more. I'm telling you, I guarantee that you will show up more if you do this the correct way. Which is, expect that it will take 3 years, but act like it will take the next 3 months. The results that you want, the physique that you want, will meet you in the middle of the 3 months and the 3-year period. Alright? So what this means is we lower the intensity. The reason that you cannot show up is because it's too hard. That is why. That is exactly why you can't show up. It's because you've made it too hard for yourself. And that means that the challenge level is too high and your skill level is too low. If we decrease the challenge level and we match it to your skill level, that is when flow is created. And you'll fall into this routine where you can just show up every single day and the days will pass by and will become a normal thing to you. So that's what it means. These are practices that Marcus Aurelius did as well, which is lowering his expectations every single day when he woke up. He expected that something would go wrong that day because problems show up every single day, and you cannot be surprised if you have already lowered your expectations, if you've already done negative visualization. People say do positive visualizations. I say do negative visualizations as well. It will probably take you another 6 months in order to achieve the body that you want. And that might sting at first. You might think I have to suffer a lot. But you getting it in 3 months, I guarantee if you get it in 3 months, you will suffer much more than if you get it in 6 months. Because the person who gets it in 3 months, he'll burn himself out like I did, like an idiot. And he'll just go back to his old lifestyle because that lifestyle was much more pleasurable. If you don't make the lifestyle that you currently have, or the workout plans and the diet plans and the weight loss lifestyle, if you don't make it pleasurable, you're not going to show up every single day, and you're not going to be able to maintain that physique. You know, doesn't matter what kind of results you get. You could get the six-pack tomorrow, you'd still ruin it if you're not making it. Imagine if you woke up tomorrow and you had the six-pack. Would you be very extreme about it? Or would you just try to maintain that physique for the rest of your life? You'd probably try to maintain. So that's exactly what you need to do in the next 6 months. You need to stop worrying. I need to just lower the intensity a little bit and try to be consistent every single day. I hate it when I sound authoritative, man. I hate it. I don't want to sound authoritative because I'm not an expert when it comes to consistency. I'm not an expert when it comes to getting a six-pack. I'm on this journey myself. But I kind of get emotional when I look at that picture again, because I understand that there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this that probably feel the same way as I did inside of that picture. And the last 10 minutes of advice that I gave inside of this video, which I hate to do, by the way, I hate giving advice. I'm just here to document my journey. But that just comes from my heart, That's from my heart to you. If you're specifically struggling with everything that I said, if you can relate to this video, if you relate to almost all points, that is the way to do it. Please show up for yourself. Please don't be stupid like I was. Please try to rethink this, right? I cannot control you. Only you can control yourself. Only you are the person who can lose the weight for yourself, right? You're doing this for yourself. Self-interest. It's self-interest. Please try to do what I recommend you to do, or what I did was doing more negative visualizations, choosing consistency over intensity. So being 70% consistent, 30% inconsistent, and at the same time expecting that it will take me longer than I want it to take. And that would kind of what's interesting? If I expect it to take longer, there is a lot of chance that it would happen sooner. And I didn't understand this for a year and a half. It's so interesting. So interesting. Because the people who prioritize getting it fast, they prioritize getting the results fast, and by default, they don't think that much about the action. But the people who actually get the results, they're the ones they fall in love with the action. And that's why they're able to keep up, getting even more and more results. Think about all these billionaires, all these people who are still going after getting all the results that you want to have. They're still going because there's no end to life. They've fallen in love with the action. That's why they show up. That's why they have more results than you, but they still keep showing up because they've fallen in love with the action. It was never about the results. The losers think about the results. The winners think about the actions that will get them the results. All right, but that's enough of me kind of being authoritative. I hope this helps you, right? I hope this helps you when it comes to locking in. I hate that term, locking in, because it's not about that. It's just about making this a lifestyle, just making it the new normal when it comes to your life. So it was never about locking in, but helping you in terms of losing more weight. And apologies if I sound like a douche, because I don't really have that much results, when it comes to weight loss. I've only lost 18 pounds in the last 3 months. I am consistent 70% of the time, about that much. I try to throw that number, even though it's not I'm probably even more consistent than that, but I just like that phrase a little bit more. And yeah, go to bed, man. Go to bed. Peace.